Thursday, March 8th, 2018. It's 48 hours before the 50th anniversary of the Mint 400. Nearly 120 trick trucks, Class 1 cars, and 6,100 trucks have assembled for the 6th annual Method Race Wheels time trials.
Qualifying, you almost throw all caution to the wind. You know, there's a lot of very, very fast guys here that go for it. And you want to be up front, so you got to push really hard. Every once in a while, somebody crashes out here. We just hope it's not us. We don't plan on doing that.
Unlike their racing counterparts, these select 3 classes are allowed to compete for starting position on race day. Their goal? Go fast. Very fast. Getting a good start position at the Mint.
Really
like
fast.
Taking the pole at the Indy 500. Every overall winner in the past 8 years has qualified in the top 10 position. The pressure is immense. The trick trucks and Class 1 cars took their turn qualifying first. And as the top unlimited racers tore off the start line and out into the desert, some familiar names quickly rose to the top of the leaderboard. Local Las Vegas racer B.J. Baldwin ripped down the 6-mile qualifying loop and quickly posted the fastest time of the day. He was followed by off-road champion Jason Voss, Josh Daniel, and Luke McMillan. Daniel, driving the RPM trick truck owned by Clyde Stacy, posted a blistering time of 4:36, which moved him into first overall. Victor Gruber of Lake Elsinore, California, came screaming through next. They put down the second fastest time of the day behind Daniel. Off-road legend and defending Mint 400 champion Rob McCachran took his turn next and looked fast. Rob ripped across the treacherous and unforgiving race course and ended up squarely in third.
Rockstar, baby.
Next up, it was another Las Vegas local and former Mint 400 champion, Bryce Menzies. Bryce looked smooth and fast in his Geyser Brothers built trick truck as he traversed the punishing
Look at that shit.
qualifying.
Yeah.
He ended up
Not too much air, though.
7/10 of a second off Rob Mack's time.
Oh,
Sat
yeah.
in fourth for the time being.
Hell yeah.
One by one, the seasoned field of racers took their turn running the infamous Apex Loop. This year's course
Look at that
was
suspension. Look at that shit.
brutal and featured some
That's
nasty
the
square
next
edge
level. That
ruts.
ain't no stock
One
Ford
by
or
one, the
Chevy or
competitors
stock
powered
Toyota.
through. Up next
Look at that
was
shit.
Harley Lettner from Orange, California, racing for U Theory.
Right up the street for me.
1501 Class 1 buggy. Harley qualified second fastest in 2017 and won his class overall. Lettner went flat out, diving and wheeling as hard as possible, and picked up precious half seconds in turn after turn. Dust settled, he posted an incredible time of 4:33.
Oh,
And
snaps.
shot to the top of the leaderboard. Off-road legend Larry Rossler from Imperial, California came screaming through
Also
next.
around the corner from me.
Larry is off-road royalty and is one of only a few drivers with such an illustrious record still competing today. He helped Roger Norman earn his Mint 400 victory in 2010 and proved today that he hasn't lost a step. UTV race champion turned trick truck driver Johnny Angle took
Johnny
off
Angle.
next. Angle runs a successful UTV company called UTV Inc.
UTV.
Mesa, Arizona,
Is that like
but
YouTube?
spends all of his free time practicing and preparing for racing. For someone relatively new to the trick truck class, he has quickly become a force to contend with. He landed just outside
Look at
the
that.
top 20.
Smashing out.
448. Next, it was the young racer from Tecate, Baja California, racing for RPM.
Baja.
23-year-old Carlos Abdali Lopez. Abdali ripped down the qualifying course like a bat out of hell. Lopez led the Mint 400 on the final lap in 2017 when tragedy struck and he lost his motor.
Throw a rod.
He was clearly out to make up for that loss and threw down a blistering time of
Oh.
4:35, putting him in second place. As the rest of the trick truck and Class 1 racers took their turn, the standouts included number 1553 Ray Griffin, who drove his Class 1 buggy into 6th place. Troy Herbst put down the 8th fastest.
What's up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is in the code. You know, when I'm wrenching, I don't know, I always watch, like, you know, Adam Drake, Bodegel, you know, sometimes I watch, I like to watch off-road, man. That's my shit right there, man. I think it's crazy because I'm watching, by the way, shout out to two guys real quick, guys that are doing videos. Credit due where credit's due. One of the guys I'm going to give a shout out. I'm going to piggyback off something that he went over recently. But anyway, shout out to Elite, my brother, Elite RC, man. Check his channel out. I know he's more into fifth scale right now, but he knows a little bit about everything. He's the guy, like I said, that I talk to. He'll call me. Sometimes I'll call him. Hey, what's up, Muggy? What's happening? What's cracking? Blah blah blah. We shoot the shit. He kind of keeps me informed because he's closer to Bodegel than I am, as far as they talk more than me and John do. Even though I have John's number now and stuff, I mean, I think the only reason really John got in contact with me is because he thought of selling his Muggy to me, which I haven't heard anything. So I mean, it's no big deal, I mean, it doesn't, whether he has it still or he's gonna sell it to me or his art, whatever. It's irrelevant. It's not important to me. I mean, I've got other things in the work. I've got other next level shit that I'm, looking forward to. I'll kind of touch over a few things that I'm going to do. Things that I've mentioned to you guys and kind of reiterate. But anyway, shout out to Elite. Go check out Elite RC. Great guy, man. If you want to learn, if you want to talk about, technical, and I mean, that dragster, he built that shit from scratch himself. It wasn't no kit, something he bought. He built that shit. Frame up. That's what I'm talking about. He's the guy that will build it from the ground up or get something, in decent shape and just redo it. Then the guy that will go out and just spend the money and buy a brand new one. See, the average guy is not going to go, doesn't have the kind of money. I think people forget about that. I see too many guys doing videos and they're throwing out money like it's no big deal and they don't even mention it. And you guys know who you are. And Mr. Bodegel was huge on that too. I mean, not that he didn't reach the newbies, but in a sense he was kind of, leaving, how should I say, better, for lack of better words, just, if you watch his video, it makes it seem more, he went to the Harbor Freights, and, and not that he didn't touch on other, affordable stuff. But for the most part, I mean, he was buying and spending, and still, look at him now, $3,000 motors. I mean, the average guy can't afford that. A lot of newbies in 8, and I'm speaking, it's an 8-scale nitro. Today, which is the first, is today the first, or whatever, of the month. I am talking about right now, 2019, August 1st. The average newbie, or a guy thinking about 8-scale nitro, can't afford to go spend as much as these kits cost. And you don't have to. That's why I've never have. Like, yeah, sure, my shit's next level. Yeah, my shit's on point. Yeah, but I didn't, all this stuff, I bought used. Great shape. Excellent freaking shape that my shit's came. Plus, the biggest reason that I got it is because I got tons of extras. That's another part that's real expensive you guys seem to forget. And you'll see that. Watch guys' videos and see the canard. You know guys that you'll spend more than money on extras and pop-ups and just, extra arms, extra this, extra, and all the extra shit. Like, even though I have a lot of money into my vehicles, I have more money into pipes, motors, tools, I mean, tires, bodies, chemicals, diff fluids, shock, all that shit. I have more money in that than I do in my actual vehicles. That's where your money is. Don't get that twisted. It's not in the actual platform. It's in all the other shit that comes with it. Bearings, hinge pins, springs, washers. I mean, all the things that consist of a platform, race platform. Man, that shit's expensive. It ain't cheap. A roller's, a brand new roller is $600 and some change. Let's just say $700 for argument's sake. A brand new roller is like $700. Well, guess what? You're gonna put, when all's said and done, and probably still not stop there, you'll probably put close to another $1,000 into it, more than what you spent on it, and that ain't no joke. Trust me, I know. Ask people that have been doing it long enough. Ask anybody that has next level shit, modified motors, sick ass pipes, rims and tires, and all that shit. Yeah, I've got more money in all the other shit than I do in my actual vehicles. So a lot of guys, I see them, they'll put out these videos, and you know, I understand, you know, they want the good shit, and I always tell people that you're gonna have to eliminate, if you want to eliminate a lot of the headaches and 8-scale nitro and a lot of the shit that goes on and shit that you run across, you're gonna have to spend the money. Now, certain things you can't cut corners. I always say that. Okay, definitely platforms. Okay, definitely motors. But two things that are actually you can't, not, I won't say cut corners, but you don't need to spend big money, is radios and servos. You can spend $100 and something on servos, and you really don't need all that for bashing. And this is what I'm going to touch on too. Bashing and racing is two different things. You know, I still firmly believe that if you can get, and this is for the newbie, like I said, sure, a 7PX, even a 4PX, you know, $300 to $700 Futaba is the best out there. But for the average Joe, average guy that wants to have fun, because that's what it's about, don't forget that too. The average guy, newbie, which is what I do this for, not for me, for the half the new guy or somebody getting into it, is not going to go, it doesn't have that kind of coin to go out and spend on a radio. When you can get a Fly Sky, you know, GT3B for 30-something bucks. Is it the best? No, but it works for bashing. I've never had an issue with it. Matter of fact, I remember I was telling you guys 300 hours on that one Fly Sky radio. That's the newer one. I have 300 hours. That Fly Sky radio, the older one, I've got well over 500 hours on one radio. Never had a problem. Never had a glitch. Never had anything wrong with it. Matter of fact, yesterday when I was running, because I did some running yesterday, and I did a little bit of testing and tuning, and I was also, more importantly, helping out a new guy, helping him learn and get his, you know, I started to film it, but, you know, my camera's just, my phone's real loaded up, so I couldn't do a video that long. I mean, it's cool now, but, so I just said, fuck it, you know what I mean? You guys have seen tons of my videos. You'll see another running video, you know, coming up here soon. You know, and like I said, more importantly, it was to help out the new guy. He wanted to go run and to learn how to run and shit. And he ran into a lot of issues. And that's what being new is all about. But I was there to help him out. You know, obviously he's dealing with lower quality shit. Lower quality whips, lower quality motors, lower quality, all that shit. So you're going to have more headaches. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have more headaches on the lower quality shit. But there's certain things you don't have to really worry about that. The Fly Skies, great radios, great receivers, never had an issue with them. I recommend that to anybody that's new, anybody that can't afford a $400 or $500 radio. If you can afford a $700 radio, by all means, get the Futabas, man. They're the best. You know what I mean? I just don't need one. Now, if I was going to get back into racing, seriously, I would spend the money, because you're going to see more of that in racing. I've ran 7Ps bashing, and I ran Fly Skies bashing, and yes, I could tell the difference. But as far as what you're doing, it didn't really make enough difference for me to go spend that kind of money. Now on the track, it's a whole different ballgame. You're going to notice the difference, obviously. You know, everything about it. Okay? Now another thing, the servo, same thing. Elite, man, he has top-of-line sav boxes and all that, but he recommended to me the JX. Look into the JX servos, the ones with the aluminum case. They got aluminum, they're lower end ones. But they're ones from around under $50, as long as you don't get real cheap, but under $50, like 40, 50, you know, you can get their nicer ones. But if you don't have a lot of money, like I said, under $50, they're even more reliable than the sav boxes that I've got that are less than $50. Now, like I said, go spend all the money you want on servos, but when you're bashing, especially like I told a couple guys on Technos, you don't need all that. That Techno, man, with a piece of shit servo in it, a Traxxas, if you wanted to run a garbage servo with low quickness in it, low torque, man, this thing it doesn't need a lot. When you put in the faster servos and the torqueier servos, this thing is very hard to control. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I know, talking from experience. So just a decent, you know, $40, $50 good Metal Gear sav box with like at least a 10 speed and at least 300 ounces of torque is way more than enough for bashing, for recreational. Now for racing, obviously you want it quicker, you want it torqueier, yeah, then go spend the $150. Like I'm saying, you know, guys will say, oh, well, racing, you know, it's different, man. I don't care what you tell me. I've done them both. You know, Adam Drake's not doing any bashing, so, I mean, even though I learn a lot from him, I have to, like, learn to filter out the shit that he puts out there, because he's talking about racing. He's not talking about bashing. He's not talking about modified nothing. He's not talking about .25s, .28s, .32s. He's not talking Badlands. He's not talking the oils and weights that we use. None of that. He's talking about racing. Now, does some of that, in a sense of what he teaches, is apply? Yeah, but it's, you know, you got to learn to pick and choose. Okay, same thing with Raja. He's talking about racing. .21s. He's not talking about .32s. He's not talking about modifieds. He's talking about racing. Okay, and we're going to talk about more about bashing. If you want to know about racing and you want to get the ins and outs about racing, by all means, man, hit Raja out. And he's the other shout out I'm giving to. Shout out to Elite. Go watch him. Great job on that freaking dragster he has is sick. He's just got to learn, you know, he's getting used to it. And once he gets that thing, when he gets that thing running, as good as it looks, I already told him, man, it's a done deal. It's got a winner. Winner, winner, ding, 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 chicken dinner. Because it's looking sick, and it's there. He's just got to get that thing straight. And, you know, Elite, the drag racing is new to him this year. Not fifth scale, but the drag racing. But it's funny that drag racing, that's way different in fifth scale than fifth scale bashing. Not even the same, man. It's different. You know, just like 8th scale nitro. Racing, different than bashing, different than recreational. Completely, man. All different setups, different everything, man. Different complete setup, man. You can't set up this thing. If I go ran it on a track, man, I would be everywhere. And the same thing, if I set one up for racing and I bashed it, man, that thing wouldn't handle nothing. The thing would be fucking spinning out. I wouldn't be hooking up at all, that's for sure. So yeah, just learn to, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. Learn to variate, you know, and you don't have to spend a ton of money, like I said. The radios and the servos, you know, You can cut corners on to a certain extent. Don't get crazy. Don't get it twisted. Don't, you know. But you don't need to spend a bunch of money. Now, definitely can't cut corners on the solid race kit whip platform or the motors, because those have a lot of tuning options on them. Most of them. Okay. And if you can't get those, you don't have those tuning options. You know, because you're running a piece of shit motor, then I mean, it doesn't matter. Just going to be more headaches, man. The more, on those certain things, if you don't spend the money on them, it's going to be more headaches, man. And sometimes, like my friend said, he goes, you know, well, I can only afford this, and I understand, so guess what? Just accept it. It's going to be headaches. Like, he wanted to quit yesterday already. He just started, man. If I wasn't there, he probably would have quit. I said, bro, you said you want to do this nitro. You don't want to do E-word. You like nitro better. Yeah, but I can't get it. I'm like, patience, man. If you don't have patience, then by all means quit. I'll help you. That's real talk. I'm not going to sit there and beg somebody to do nitro. If you don't have the patience and you can't be patient, get the fuck out. Bail out now. Why you haven't spent a lot of money. Why it's cheaper. Don't put all the time and invest all that money and then bail out. Man, and then you really fucked yourself. Excuse my language. Use my F-bombs, trying to keep it clean. You know, the muggies still gonna drop some F-bombs here and there. But you know what I mean? So that's one reason that E-words, not E-words, but yeah, E-words that are crossing in are newbies. One of the big reasons that they quit is because they can't afford it. They see a guy spending all this money and they're like, man, I wish. I can't do that. That's why I do, and I talk about getting used whips. MBX7, race truggy. On a scale of 1 to 10, condition, probably a 9. Mint. $300. With all the extra goodies, so I can build another one almost. And, you know, I mean, it came with a body. It only didn't come with his tires. And I don't really care. I got tons of tires. So, this thing here, same deal. I mean, and it's these things, if you really pay attention and look, you know, I mean, nobody ever asks me anything. They just, oh, my hobby shop doesn't have it, or oh, I can't find it. I got this guy, you know, let me give a shout out to this guy, because I could tell this guy, out of all these guys that I even talked to in the backdrop, he's just, man, he really is a student, and he's got 5 or 4 fifth scales. He hasn't done nitro in a long time, so he's kind of, you know, he's been out of it. But still, it's not like this guy isn't mechanically inclined or anything like that. He just wants to learn, and he just asks me questions, and he's constantly sending me pictures of Technos because he knows I'm looking for a buggy. I'm like, yeah, that looks cool, but notice this, and that's when I'm telling him, hey, you got some sick-ass whips. By the way, he's a front runner right now. Just so you guys know, that contest, best, cleanest whips, I'm extending it another week. It's because a lot of guys are still, you know, haven't got their shit together for whatever reason. You know, I'll give you guys some leeway. But this guy's a front runner right now. Go check out his channel. His name's 1/5 RC. This guy has got a MBX8RT Mugen Truggy. Clean as shit. Brand new. I don't even think it's been ever run. It's got a pea shooter motor in it. OS. I don't, you know, I'm not much on the OS. You guys know that. Not that they're not good motors. Just, doesn't do much for me. They only make really top-notch .21s that are going to cost you about $500. So if that's in your price range, go for it. Knock yourself out. But I'd rather spend that money on a bigger motor like this, modified cheaper. I'm not racing, like I said. So anyway, this guy's also got a brand new mint condition, and I've never seen the hop-ups. It's even cleaner than Bodagel's whip. His 4.0 low-C buggy. And you guys know how I am about low-C. This guy's got a sick low-C buggy, man. 2 clean-ass, badass whips. Fresh. Now, he's the front runner right now, just because this shit's clean. When I mean clean, I don't mean just clean looking. Guys show me pictures just like I'm showing you right now, like this. You need to take your hood off. You need to let me see underneath it. You know what I mean? I need to see what's going on in there. I need to get an up close of her ass. You know, I need to see how clean you are. Not clean, just clean looking. I mean clean. Things got to be like cherry, like detailed. Not just, oh, look, hey, look at my shit. Looks clean, right? That ain't going to win the contest or get you running a front runner. It's going to be, let me see the underneath the hood. Let me see in there. Let me see how you got everything wired, how you got it set up. Let me see your full total whip all clean and dialed in. You know what I mean? I don't want to see just the outside of it. You know, like when I show you guys, you know, my whips, I mean, and like I said, these are the standards that I'm looking at. I mean, that 1/5 RC, the biggest reason he's in the front runner, not to say that he couldn't keep it like that or get it like that, but that thing's never been ran, barely. Those vehicles that he has are like brand new. But he has them, and that's what counts. I didn't say you had to run your shit. Just say whatever you got, let me see how clean it is. See, when I show, that's what I mean under the hood. Let me see the carbon fiber. Let me see some titanium. Let me see a sick-ass motor in there with a sick-ass pipe. Like that. Let me see some braided lines. Let me see some shit. Let me see your aluminum. Let me see your bling bling, people. You know? Let me see your mud guards. Let me see your shock towers. Let me see your shit. That's what I'm talking about. This is how you guys need to show me your shit like this. Not just a picture of the outside. That don't mean shit to me. You know? Let me see your nice, sexy looking backplate on your seal. Don't be showing me no Rotostar or Pulsar shit. Or I just might, you definitely be disqualified. Right off the bat. So anyway, shout out. We're trying to get through, you know, Muggy's just all over the place. So anyway, yeah, we're going to do it another week. So anyway, that's why I wanted to give a shout out to 1/5. Go check out his channel. Give him some subs. Give him some love, people. Give him some thumbs up. Okay, guys asking me questions all the time. I'm going to touch on clutches in a second here, kind of piggyback what off Raja is, but I'm going to show you stuff that applies to guys that are out there that aren't racing or that aren't heavy racers. You know, if you're a racer, then, you know, there's even a few things that Raja left out. Nothing bad about Raja. His video was awesome, man, and I love Raja's videos. He's very educational, his videos. And I can be too. I just don't do a lot of wrenching and a lot of those type of videos. It's because my shit, and I'm going to do one for you guys right now. Okay? But I just don't do those videos that much just because I'm too meticulous, man. You guys would fall asleep watching. It'd be like Woogie's build that he was talking about. How people, like, they don't want to, they're fucking, that shit's boring. So I don't do a lot of wrenching. So we're going to just touch on some shit briefly. I don't want to get too much into wrenching. But I do want to explain an option that you guys have that the Muggy's given you that is the final option that you have for your nitro motor to spank that ass. Okay, so anyway, Raja, great video. You know, I like Raja's videos, like I said. Shout out to you, Raja. But come on, man. Come on, Raja. You know, he's the one I'm talking about. Clean your pipes, brother. Clean your shit. I don't want to see no fucked up pipe on a badass Reds motor, man. There should be, like, penalties for that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to get the freaking Muggy Patrol out, you know? The Muggy OCD Detail Patrol. When I see pipes all tore up, especially nice-ass Pico, Italian, Reds, or Novarossis, or Works, all beat up to hell, man, it makes the Muggy sad. I mean, it's an Italian piece of jewelry, people. Oops. And this is bling bling. Keep your bling bling looking bling bling, or it ain't bling bling. If your shit's bling bling, keep it looking bling bling. Don't be letting your shit all look beat down, tore up, all ghetto style and shit. Freaking ghetto pipes. I see guys ghetto pipes, ghetto motor. Come on, man. Clean your shit. Man. That motor, no wonder that motor don't run or that pipe don't sound right, man. Shit's got so much tarnish and buildup on it. Man, I clean the inside of my pipes with carburetor cleaner, swish them around, air them out, put some lubricant in it after that. Bam. Hit it with Simple Green, hit it with rubbing alcohol, clean it all up real good. Then, I go next level, man. I go, because I don't have a polisher. If you have a polisher and your pipes are dirty, shame on you, man. You need to give up that polisher. You ain't using the shit. But anyway, Brasso. $5, Home Depot, Walmart. Best shit, man. All you do is rub it on, haze it up, wipe it off. Man, makes your shit look bling bling. Like bling bling. This one I haven't cleaned yet. This one, though, you know, I did a light job on it. This thing was filthy, man. Look at that. I cleaned it. I keep my shit clean. I spent $100 on a pipe. The hell if I'm going to let that thing get dirty. Hell no. I can't. Too much money on that shit. Hey, but that's just me, man. Muggy Maniac, I take pride in what I do, man. I like to keep my shit clean, man. It's my investment, my money. The smart thing to do with an investment is to protect it. How do you protect it? Take care of that shit. $100 Badlands, people never clean them or wash them. $100 Badlands with DE racing rims, never clean them, never wash. Man, fucking tragedy. Like I say, when I see dirty shit like that, RC shit, the first thing that comes to mind is that person doesn't take care of their shit. I don't care what they say or what you think or what anybody says. That's what comes, that's just, hey, I'm just keeping it real, people. That's why my shit always looks clean and detailed, and you can eat off anything on my whips. Now this one you can't, because we ran her yesterday. We did a little light workout because she wanted to get out. You know, like I just said, you guys didn't miss much. She was getting nasty though, man. I love this thing. There's so many things. When you get, those of you that are getting them or having them or getting ready to build one or whatever, easiest build you'll ever build. And I've built this thing a dozen times at least. But by the way, I wanted to mention something now that we're on the subject of my techno. Sick ass Muggy's techno. Don't be trying to copy the Muggy's techno, because you know why? Because you can't. Nobody can copy my shit. Look at that paint job. Custom. Wait till you see the next one I'm doing for this. Man, we're gonna kick it up a notch. Like, what's his name? The cook guy, Admiral Lugosi? Kick it up a notch. Bam! That's what we're gonna do. Muggy's gonna kick this shit up. Bam! Kick it up a notch. This is it came out okay. You know, this one came out okay. The Joker one. You know, that's a pretty sick ass paint job too. Doesn't really look at how sick my Joker paint job is, and this is nothing. I'm still new at doing this picture art. I'm gonna do one for you guys, don't worry. It'll be coming up. I got one guy that keeps hounding me about it, and I told him we will. But I mean, look at that shit. I even did this. For these bodies, certain bodies don't get a lot of breathing room depending on where the motor sits. Especially Technos and Mugans. Okay? But I like the way that they set up higher, because you can put motor savers and outerwears on it. Low-Cs, you can't. So yes, the low-C, because the way the body's designed, cools the head off. But there's ways around that. This is what I did. Here you go. Louver your windows. And this is where your big hole is, but louver the windows, draws more air into it. There's your cooling option. Same thing I did with all my whips. Little tip from the Muggy. I think that, you know, this one didn't come out as neat and nice. Kind of pissed me off. You know, I might have to do some detailing, round them out, just make them nice and big, because I don't like the way they're shaped. But anyway, yeah, makes it breathe better. I mean, the motor, a lot cooler. Plus, you're getting more air into your air cleaner. Okay. And the low C's you can't run. The low C 4.0s, truggies, you can't run motor savers in them. You can run outerwears, but you can't run the motor saver. This motor saver is the shit. Dyno tested by TNS, Neo, and other guys, increases the power of your nitro motor. Fact, not fiction. Do your homework. Don't take my word. Go ask Mr. Zah, he'll tell you the same thing. Anyway, so put those holes in there, it does help. But yeah, the next body I'm going to do is going to be sick. But this thing is badass, man. I love this thing. LRP .32 was rocking in there. Clutches. If you're going to get the Novorossi clutch, which I know Raja's been promoting it. We know Raja. It's a badass clutch. But I'll tell you what. You know what a better clutch? This is just my opinion. For me, and I've ran it though. I'm going to get the Novorossi. Don't get that messed up. Because, you know, it's Italian. So the Muggy's got to have it. If it's Italian, it's on the Muggy's list. It's on my hit list. Get it? Hit list? Novorossi Tetra Adjustable 4-shoe clutch. See? I mean, Reds. Did I say Novorossi? Reds. Reds 32 millimeter. Okay, now this will fit all the vehicles except it will not work, sorry guys, on a Losi of any kind. Team Losi and Agama, your ass out. It won't work. I mean, you have to get the 34 millimeter one, which everybody's out of right now. I don't know why. This is the one I have that came with my R5R. Now this one, check this out. I didn't even know this. I just found this out today. It's adjustable. See that? L for light, medium, heavy. You never got to change the springs. Never. You can set the tension of your springs, make them light, make them heavy, or make them medium by just taking this top plate off. Turn it, I think it says you turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. You turn it clockwise and it clicks into the next one. So say you're light, then you want medium, click, medium tension. Oh, I want heavy, click. That's sick. Come on, man. And it's even cheaper than a Novorossi. It's like only $4 cheaper, but still. That I like. I didn't even know that. I like it so much that I'm actually, because I got lucky and it came, I scored, and it came on my R5R. The last Reds that I got, it came on it. Okay, I got lucky, and it came on this sick-ass motor. That's my Resident Evil Nemesis. He's just chilling right there. But anyway, I'm thinking I might do a body. If I can get pictures, good quality comic pictures of Resident Evil, of this guy here, Nemesis, or maybe some of their, you know, the evil or whatever you want to call them, the bad characters, I'd like to do, because it's black, white, and red, I'd like to do Pyramid Head. If those of you know Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, the Pyramid Head guy with a big old knife, yeah, that would be sick. My daughter would love that. We're Silent Hill fans too. But anyway, that motor that came in here came with that clutch. And that clutch, I like it because it's adjustable. That's pretty sick. The Novorossi's not. There isn't any other clutches. It's the only one that I found so far that's adjustable. Now I know Ferroni makes one. They're also another good clutch. They're Italian. They make one that's adjustable. I mean, and you have other options. You know, most clutches are going to cost you money. You can get the cheap ones. Been there, done that. China ones, whatever. But if you want a solid clutch, good clutch, you're going to spend the money. Works is good. Works is a good clutch. Okay. Team Associated makes this new. They make one actually finally now it's adjustable. But it's $100, man. I'd rather get the Reds one. Fuck that one. You know? I'm getting Italian shit. But all these Reds are all back ordered. So anyway, the Works ones is good. Ferroni makes a 3-shoe adjustable one that's good as well. Or no, it's not adjustable, but that's the company. F-I-O-R-O, like macaroni, but Ferroni. They're Italian, good clutches. So Ferroni, Works, there's Buku and stuff, but I mean, I mostly like the Italian ones. I mean, they're just, as far as when it comes to engineering and shit, I mean, let's face it, people, motors and you know, certain things, Italians just, man, ain't nothing like them, man. So anyway, let's put you up on the little muggy stand that I set up here, and we're going to go over the clutch thing like I said. Okay. And we're going to go over your final option for tuning. There's a final option for tuning, people. And the muggy is going to show you what that option is. Okay? And I hope this camera, the way I set it up, doesn't fall. If it falls, bear with me. And fall on my head. Okay. Now, the clutch, as far as the clutches, Raja had a lot of valid points. You know, he's done one before, and he's real informative about the clutch. But you got to remember that that clutch setup is for racing. He's going over racing. Buggy, okay? I'm going to talk about both, buggy and truggy, but a little bit about recreational, bashing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, well, my clutch setups, I use a few. I use Dynamite. I use Serpent. I haven't tried Associated shoes, although I use Associated. I have their clutch bells. I have their clutches. I've got Losi clutches, clutch bells. I've got Protex, which I use Protex a lot. Protex are decent. So most of the time they come with bearings. I have Mugen ones. You know, I've got Hot Racing, HR. They make a few decent ones. This one's a 15. Kind of look cool. Matches my Nova Rossi. It's got that purple. Look at that. See that, people? See that? Bam! Smack you in the head. See that, people? Bam! But anyway, so I use a combination of carbon, and I use a combination of aluminum, or, you know, the Dynamites, which is that kind of aluminum composite. Now, these are the Dynamites. There you go, part number. Pause, because I'm not going to read it to you. These are the 4-shoe. They come 4. There's 2. I've only used 2 because I was using half these and I used half the Serpents. Now, this is where you see my truggy pulling the front end up and fucking doing backflips almost and shit. I'm using part 2 Dynamites and I'm using 2 Serpents. These are the Serpents. These are carbon. Okay, they make carbon fiber. These are decent. Very affordable. Okay, there's the part number. And I use medium springs on a stock motor or light. A smaller motor like a .21, I tend to use heavier springs. Okay, also Techno makes a clutch set. This is the clutch set. It comes with springs, heart, everything, shims. I mean, the whole enchilada. It's like not even 15 bucks. Killer deal. Now, Techno springs are colored as well. But that's why, I mean, now that I know that about the reds, I'm going to get me another one. That's just so easy. I don't have to fuck, excuse my language, fuck with any springs. I can adjust the springs that are in there. I don't have to change them. Now, I did notice when I was running this is the modded, modded LRP .32, looking all sexy. Bam! Too bad all their technology and all their everything went into, I mean, the head. They should have put it into the motor better. But anyway, my clutch belt was fine, but the one thing I noticed, and I'll show you this real quick, is, oh, sorry about that, people. See, I told you, my shit was going to fall off. Let me see if I can hook this back up. Hold on, hold on. Hold tight, people. Ah! Muggies. Trying to fuck with the camera. Sorry about that. Hold tight. I think we got it. Houston, we have the problem. Okay, there we go. You guys are like, what the hell just happened, Muggy? Okay, anyway. There we go. Okay. I have it hooked up, and I'll show you guys later. But anyway, get back to what we're talking about. Here we go. Bam! modded LRP .32. This thing's nasty. Real quick, what I did to the .32. This is off of my OFNA. I opened up the the crank ports. See those right there? Those slots? Those are called crank ports. I opened them up a lot on the LRP. You know, if you don't have the tools, don't try this. I mean, you have to have certain tools to do this. But anyway, like I said, I work around metals and machining. So anyway, I opened them up on the LRP .32. And then, this is the Novarossi 28.8 sleeve. One of them. I opened up a lot of the ports. Basically just going around each port and just opening it up. Not certain ports, just all of them. So anyway, now my phone wants to die. What next? Okay, there we go. There we go. So anyway, that's what I did. So back to what we're talking about. Clutches. Now a lot of times when your clutch becomes loose, it's not just the bell. Also, you guys need to check the inside. And shoes, when shoes are loose, especially composites, or a lot of times the spring gets worn, or the composite gets worn. Now look at that, watch. See that? Can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me show you. This is one of the composite. See that? See that? How it moves around? You don't want that. Now look at this one too. Same thing, look. See that? There's play. Can you guys see that? See that slot that's in your clutch shoes? Springs are either worn out, which is usually what it is, or the clutch shoe is worn out. I mean, all but one of these has... You don't want any play, any slop in your thing. This one right here is the only one that doesn't have slop. Okay, you click them back, check your tension, and then move it around. See, there's no movement. Look at these ones here. See that? Look at that. That, you will not idle for shit, and your shit will stall. And it will mess with your performance, your tuning, and just everything. So those are all going to get replaced as far as the springs and shit. But I just wanted to show you guys that. Be careful when you're taking these off, especially the low-C ones. They tend to want to strip. This is a low-C clutch setup, but they're decent. They're not the best. I mean, I just showed you ones that are way better. Low-C's like the last one, but at the time, you know, I mean, I couldn't, you know, like I said, it's whatever your wallet can afford. If you can't afford a $60 clutch setup, you can get these low-C ones that come on the 4.0s. You can get them for, you know, less than 20, around 20 bucks, 20-something bucks. Okay. So I use medium on medium, half and half, medium and light on modded motors. Stock motors, I'd use heavy. So anyway, I just want to show you guys that. Now another thing I want to show you guys, and I want to explain to you guys, shims. Shimming is your last tuning option. Okay? These are head shims. These are underneath. Let me show you guys, hold on. Your button head, which you guys know what your button head is, I would think, right? Your button head is what's between your block, the top of your block, your motor, and your cooling fin. Okay? Your cooling fins. This is a button head. Usually this is from a .21, but the shim, or no, it's the same. No, it's bigger. So usually the shim, this is a different shim, but the shim goes over. Now when you're shimming, it's your final tuning option is your motor. I mean, you've got the carburetor you can shim, you've got the did I say carburetor shim? Flapping his lips all over the place. But anyway, shimming your motor will increase either way your top end or your bottom end. Could make your motor run cooler or hotter and give you good fuel mileage or shitty fuel mileage. Now all those things go together. I mean, they all, depending on which way you go. You have a window in shimming heads. Now I learned this early on when I was just thinking about modded motors. I wasn't into modded motors yet, but it was a tuning option that I was messing with. And I think I did it on my Offna Hyper 21. That was the first thing I did it on. Oh, these are the shoes for, these are carbon. These are associated. So if you want to use associated, they make some good clutch shoes too. They're not real cheap. Some of their shoes are a little bit more. But anyway, Techno has, again, clutch shoes. They have springs. You can look into those. But anyway, when you're shimming, head shimming, most of these are about anywhere from 10 to 20 millimeters. You definitely need one of these. If you don't have one of these, don't even worry about it. You can't do nothing. You need to measure. You got to measure these. Okay? This is very important. Go to Harbor Freight. Man, I paid 10 bucks for this, or less than 20 bucks. And I've had this thing for a long time. Do they make better ones? Digital calibers? Yeah. But again, there you go. I'm not going to go out and spend $40 on a digital caliber when I don't need to. When I can get a decent one, you know, for less than 20 bucks. And it works fine. Never had a problem with it. But like I said, I'm not saying you can't get the best shit and go spend, but if you don't have the money, I mean, I don't know, but most average guys that are coming in there want to get into nitro, they're not looking to spend thousands of dollars right off the bat. If you have the money to spend, then by all means, sure. So this is, I just took off the head. Beautiful head. This is the most beautiful, well-machined, well-made part of the whole LRP motor. The rest of it, it's shit. It's all Taiwan shit. This is probably too, but man, they have one of the nicest cooling heads. Too bad they couldn't have invested more money in the internals. But anyway, you got between the window between a 0.40 millimeters and 0.70. Now you can go over 0.70. More head shim, which means the more millimeters, let's say 0.60, means that you're going to get more top end, better fuel mileage, cooler. Your motor will run cooler. Now the downside of that is you're going to take away bottom end, not as much bottom end. Now the reverse, the more you lower the head shims, okay, the more bottom end you're going to get, the more the hotter it's going to run, and the shittier fuel mileage you're going to get. That's lowering the head shim, which means putting less shims in your motor. Okay? Now you're going to combine 2, 3 sometimes to get whatever shim you want, because they're all different size millimeters and shims. This LRP right now, I'm doing this also because this thing is pretty much broken in. I mean, it's got the Muggy mod. Muggy modded it. It's sick, man. This thing is nasty. Just by doing the little bit of the work that I did to it, you know, obviously if you get a full mod, it's going to be more. You know, the only thing I haven't done to this that Rick would do is crank fill. And, you know, probably, if he does, lap the piston head. You know, I'm still learning about that. So I might do the crank fill. I could also throw ceramic bearings in, which would definitely benefit this motor. So anyway, to get back to the head shim, I learned you got to find a happy medium. Now, like I said, that this, you know, this can be work. Out of all the tuning options that you're going to learn on a nitro motor, this is going to be the most work. And if you're brand new, I don't recommend it. If you're a newbie, don't even worry about this. This is, you know, I do a lot of, try to keep it equal for everybody, but I'm constantly doing a lot of stuff for the newbie. So I want to take just a few minutes or whatever, 5 or 10 minutes, to actually help guys that are ready to do this type of stuff, or that are mechanically inclined that want to learn another option for your nitro motor. Because you can only put so many Venturas and Venturis and, you know, and lean it out and bottom end, you know, adjustment and clutches and pinion, spurs and, you know, pipes and exhausts and all that, fuels, whatever. This is your last and final option. Spark plugs even, or I mean glow plugs. This is your last and final option. Okay? Head shim. Now remember, also I'm going to mention to you guys, this thing here, or another reason that it was acting weird yesterday, if you look, the R5 iridium plugs that you're supposed to put in here, which is in here, look at these. And Rick mentioned this too. Go back, I mean, I think I mentioned in my video. See that plug? That plug is way too, it's not way too, but it's too far in. That's not good. When I ran yesterday, I got a couple backfires and pops. I thought I popped the plug. The reason why is because of that. And I knew kind of it was. Rick said, if you're going to run these plugs, these R5 LRP iridium plugs in the .32, you need to put 2 washers in it. Or run a different plug. The other plug that doesn't do that is the Nobarasi Standard Ultra Plug number 6. It sets in right. For whatever reason, either the plug is, I don't think it's the plug's wrong, but because LRP, when they designed this shit, they didn't consider that the plugs don't even set right. They sit too far in. And that's going to fuck with your motor. Eventually, it's just not good in the long run. Okay, you might get detonation pits, what they call, which is when the spark is hitting the top of the piston, or sometimes it might even hit the piston. It's not that far in. Let me see if it did anything to the crank at all. Let's look inside. I don't see anything. I don't see any scores on there, although I see something laying on top. Nice little bit of dust. A little bit of something in there. Muggy's got to get that shit out. I want that shit in my engine. Ooh, yeah, it does. See that? Can you guys see that? See that little ding in the top? That's from this. So if you run a LRP .32 with these iridium plugs or with the stock plug without putting another washer inside of your spark plug, your glow plug, because it's too low, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get that little ding in the top. Now, is that going to like hurt the motor? No, but I definitely tell you what, it's not good. That's all I know. So, double washer these things. Or you can shim it up. If you shim up, you'll pull it away from it and it'll help. But I would just, yeah, that's way too, look at that, man. That's an R5 iridium plug in there. And it's sitting that low. I gotta put another washer in there. Anyway, shimming. You're gonna have to get somewhere in between .040 and .70 to find what you want. I got the only one that I have right now that's modified, that's dialed in on the shimming, and I'm gonna start checking. I'm gonna start doing this one, the LRP .32. The Nobarasi, you don't have to worry about it because they don't even come with shims. Mine didn't anyway. If yours did, then do what you want. Experiment. But the higher the shimming, more top end you're gonna get, better fuel mileage, cooler running motor, but less bottom end. And the less shim you have in here, the more bottom end. The motor's gonna run warmer. It's not gonna get as good fuel mileage. So you want to find somewhere in between there. You guys just have to experiment. It is something that's going to take a lot of time and patience because you got to pull the motor apart and pull it out every time you run it. You got to run it, and every time you run it, next time you run it, change the shims or whatever. I usually, on my reds, I think I got like a .53. I try to find somewhere in between, a happy medium. But man, that's crazy. Look at it, man. Look, how do you make a button head and you can't even put the fucking, make it so the plug fits in there right? Fucking LRP, man. I'm telling you, man. Somebody needs to come out with an Italian .32 instead of this Taiwan shit. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Pound for pound, dollar for dollar, most reliable, durable, best quality, best tuning motor on the planet is the 28.8. Sorry guys, that's where it ends. The .32, yes, modded, more powerful, big motor, blah blah blah, but yeah, I want to test both of them. Like I said, modded .32, modded .28. Let's see who's got bigger cojones. That quality on the Nobarasi just might outweigh the size of the .32. John never did it. That's something that I want to do and I will do. And get it all on camera and you guys will see. So we can settle the score. Who is the baddest? Modified motor. Here's what he says, that this should spank this .32. And maybe he did do testing but never put it on video. Or he did, has, you know, I'm sure John has, he knows, I mean, obviously he knows what he's talking about. John just doesn't talk out his ass. He usually goes by facts. So anyway, that's your tuning option. That's your final tuning option for your nitro motor. Less shims, millimeters. Don't go below 0.40, and try to stay under 0.70 millimeters. So in between there, you're looking to try to get some good bottom end. Oops, good bottom end. See, my camera just fell on me again. Good bottom end. And you're looking to get, take this off anyway. Good fuel mileage, you know, obviously, and good, you know, your motor not running too hot. So, by the way, my two favorite tools, man, I love these hot racing, badass tools, great steel, no stripping, no nothing. These things are sick. But obviously, these are the creme de la creme right here. Too bad they're so damn expensive, man. It's the only thing I hate. So anyway, that's my final tuning option for you people. There's another hour of the muggy, and I know you guys haven't heard me in a while, but you know, when I run a lot of videos, you know, what I'll do is I'll back off, and if I disappear, it doesn't mean anything's going wrong. I appreciate guys that ask me, hey Muggy, is everything cool? Where you at? Oh, I got no videos for the ride home. Sorry. Find another one. Why don't you try watching some of my older videos? I guarantee you haven't watched all my videos. Some guys have, but some guys haven't. So yeah, that's what's going on. The muggy over there is just chilling. We got a lot of shit going on with that muggy, and it's not going to be running for any time soon. But I'll keep you updated just to let you know what's going on. We're putting a different modded motor in that. Well, that'll be a surprise. You guys probably already know. Setting up the clutch. By the way, I do on 3-shoe clutches, I recommend Dynamite Max Life or Buku. 2 good clutches for 3-shoe. Great clutches. But yeah, I run Serpent, half Serpent, carbon, and then I'll run the Dynamites. Or I'm thinking of trying these associated carbons and the another aluminum type clutch. King Heads make some good ones too. But yeah, those of you out there, I'm giving, like I said, I'm giving shout outs where shout outs are due, but I'm not just giving shout outs to anybody, man. And all you haters and all you trollers, guess what? I got something for you, man. It's called block your ass, so hopefully you'll unsubscribe. And there is people that I didn't really want to block, and I gave them second chance. I've unblocked people, and they just don't get it, man. People just want to talk out their ass, talk a bunch of shit, make their comments. Like, do yourself a favor. Don't make a comment until you have proof of what you're talking about. If you have no proof of what you're talking about, go talk your side of your neck in somebody else's channel. Not mine. Muggy Maniacs and my Chew Brat Brothers and Night Shreds, they don't want to hear your circumstantial evidence. Because you think you know what you're talking about. Not to say that you don't. But if you have no proof or there's no weight to it or there's no evidence of it, then who really gives a fuck? I don't. Nobody I know does. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't care less. I think people just want to try to make a name for themselves without having to go through the work, you know, or they want to look good. Let me look good. Let me try to catch the muggy on something, or let me act like, you know, let me flex my intellectual or, you know, my brain, you know, that I'm smarter than the muggy. And there's plenty of people smarter than me. I never said I was smart, man. I'm just I'm dumb as a fucking doorknob, man. I'm just an average guy, a schmuck with a, doesn't even have a real camera, that's filming shit off his phone, talking a bunch of shit, throwing people under the bus, talking out Traxxas is bullshit. By the way, I'm glad they stopped making Nitro, man. Damn, if they would have stopped making shit, period, man, they would help Nitro out. Actually, maybe that will help Nitro out by Traxxas not making it anymore. Just making all E-word. But there's people who still fuck with E-word, too. Those are the people I don't really watch. I'm not giving shout-outs to those people. I'm only giving shout-outs to pure Nitro gearheads. Not even Nitro guys. Just because you're a Nitro guy, I'm talking gearheads, man. That's the elite group of the Nitro, of the Muggy Maniac. Nitro gearheads of the round table. The Muggy's round table. You know? That's my new club. And you guys already know who you are. Like I said, if all these other 200 and whatever I got subscribers go away, I don't give a shit. If I help one guy, and one guy comes to me for help, and he you know, appreciates what I do, that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck a rest about anybody else. You guys can go find somebody else to entertain you. You know? Or somebody that might blow smoke up your ass. Because the only thing that's going to be up your ass for me is my foot. Because I don't put up with shit. And you guys know how it is. But I'm here to help people, man. And you know, on the real note, and that's, you know, a lot of guys know that I help, and I've helped them, and I still continue to help them. Guys talk to me every day, or every other day. And those of you that don't, yeah, closed mouth don't get fed. I ain't gonna beg you, I ain't gonna chase you around. I'm not on my channel all the time checking my comments. The only reason I am now is because those are the people that I'm blocking. I'm blocking like at least 30 or 40 people, man. Guaranteed this next few days. Get him off my channel. Hey, I should do like the Nitro Nerd. He blocks everybody, man. Those of you that like the Nitro Nerd and think he's cool and all and whatever you want to say about him, and I respect the guy, you know. But that guy, you can't comment on shit. He don't want to hear nothing from nobody. He's in control of what he. That's. I never seen anybody do that. So you guys criticize me about blocking people. There's a guy right there. He's probably does it for a reason. Actually, I mean, I've thought about that too, but I'm not going to do that. But certain people I will block. Hell yeah, I'll block your ass. I don't need you making stupid comments and talking at your ass when you have no evidence or proof. Confusing newbies that are on my channel. That's why I do the blocking. It's not just because, oh, I don't want to hear what that guy's. Man, I love people to talk trash. Talk all the trash. Make all the comments you want. Just don't talk stupid. And make sure when you're talking, talk off some evidence. Let me go to your channel and see that you got some videos and you got some proof of what you're saying. If not, you're the guy that has no picture and no video content, then fuck off already. Period. That's real. Real talk from the Muggy. So there you go, people. Final tuning option. We're going to get this LRP .32 dialed in. Redo the clutch. Change the pinion maybe a little bit. Throw a different pipe like I already showed you. Get her back in the tech dome. We're going to rock and roll this thing again. This thing is, you know, I'm getting another one. The next one I'm getting on this one, modded. But see, that's what I'm saying. I broke this thing in. Stock, like all my motors. Got familiar, got to know it. Said, you know what, I'm going to get another one. It's not a bad motor, even though it's not the best quality. Let me fuck around and learn how to mod on this one. And I've seen the difference. It's pretty cool. Reaping the fruits of your labor. Reaping the rewards of your hard work and dedication. That's what it's all about, people. And helping out newbies and guys that want to get to the next level. This is next level shit. Okay, we're going to go next level DLC coated cranks. Like I said, we're going to go next level ceramic. We're going to put ceramic bearings and DLC coated cranks in next level motors that people have never done yet. Different pipes. It's not the 9886 and the end bleed. There's more pipes than that. Those aren't it. Those are some of the best. But there's other. Every pipe works different on different motors. Remember that. I'm finding that out. I'm messing with a lot of pipes, combinations, and clutches and all that, man. And I'm going to be doing some shimming too. So, Muggy's busy, staying busy. Stay tuned, people. We're going to do some more Brap videos coming up. Sorry about couldn't upload one for you, but yeah. Sometimes it's got to sacrifice for the new guy. It was about me helping the guy out. And, you know, I'll be doing more of that on video soon. Alright, people. That's all the Muggy Maniacs got. Catch you guys later. Remember, if you're not running your shit, okay, let me show you. You see in here? If you're not running it, make sure that, see that piston? Bam! See, up, down. Bottom dead center, and put the Muggy juice in there. So, like I said, the contest, we're pushing it back for one more week. That's it. No more extensions, and I'm just giving you guys a grace period so some guys can get up to par and get caught up. It's got to be sick, got to be clean, got to be badass, and I suggest it be one of the top-notch race kits out there. Otherwise, you don't have that good of a chance. You have zero chance. All right, people. That's all I got. Muggy's out. Peace.